Okay. Oh, it's me and Zoom again today. My page says I'm live, so that's fabulous. So I'm just going to ask you guys to, bear with me. I can see I'm live, so that's all fabulous. I'm on Zoom. Main reason I'm on Zoom today is because of the fact that I want to show you the play sheet and explain how to go through it and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to quickly, if you just bear with me a few seconds, I just want to make sure that I've got everything up here and the page and everything. So, and I don't actually want to see. So, oh, hi, Estelle. I can see someone's made a comment. It's the weirdest thing. I'm literally like a few steps behind myself. So I'm on there and I'm 3 seconds lag. So it's quite interesting. So I hope that the sound is okay. You guys can hear me okay. And I'm just going to assume everything is fine. And just should be all good. So great. Okay, so I am super excited about this. I've had so many people emailing and like messaging and saying like how much they're looking forward to this. And so for those of you obviously new to my page, new to the tribe, so I'm Yolandi. Divine Soul is my project, my page, my like basically my life. And what I do is I work with people. We work with the Akashic Records, we work with Spirit, and we basically, my whole thing is that I give people guidance and help them to find out more about their souls and who they are and their purpose and all that good stuff. So through doing this with the Akashic Records, I give people homework, and it's this beautiful ritual that you go through. Sometimes depends, it's either 2 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever like we decide basically is important at that point in time. And then every single time that I had the follow-up call with my clients, they'd be like, oh no, I'm missing the ritual, my thing, and just like being there in that space of like stillness and stuff. And they were like, well, we don't know what to do. And enough of them had kind of said that. And then one client said, well, can't you do something to teach us like how to connect with that and be in that space? So that sort of inspired all of this. And the thing is that I think most of us, like, we know there's something, but we don't know where to start, or we don't know what to do. So my whole point of creating this challenge is giving you like a framework so that you can actually start putting together something that you want to be able to do every single day. So something that's really going to inspire you and resonate with you. So over the 3 weeks, what I am going to do is I'm going to give you examples of all the stuff that I've tried over the years. Now, for me, my daily routine, my daily ritual is always there, but it always changes. So, 1 week I might be doing Labyrinth meditation. Next week I might be doing meditating with crystals. Next week after that I might be meditating with high vibrational music. I generally go, what is it that I need this week? And that's what I'm wanting to teach you guys, is to get into that space of what is it that I need this week? Because I think I would have died if I had just stuck with my mantra meditations for the last 5 years. I also get bored, but for me, there's a structure and there's a way that you do things. And that little bit, the meditation bit in the middle, that's where you change it up every few weeks, whatever. So that's where you tune in. You go, okay, what is it that I need? Do I need to quiet my mind this week? Do I need to connect with like higher frequencies? Do I need to, work on my connection with source? All of those type of things. So that's what I'm going to show you over the next 3 weeks. All these different meditation ideas that you can slot in and go, okay, this week I want to choose this one, this week I want to choose that one. Because for me, the big thing is that space that I create for myself every single morning, that space sets me up for the day. If I go through a space where I'm not doing it, like the wheels just fall off, like the shit hits the fan, everything just goes haywire. But if I start my day and my whole, like, my presence and everything is centered and grounded, and I have some clarity within me, and it's just like my vibration is just high enough so that I can do this, like I can go into the day, I can go and work, I can go and do whatever I need to do, but it sets me up. So For me, I meditate Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends, it depends on what's happening with the family. So, if my kid's in bed with me first thing in the morning, chatting, whatever, I don't generally kick them out. I'll find space later in the day to just do my little bit of whatever I need to do. But, there's sort of, you need to create balance as well. And my family is obviously important. So, weekends is a different story. But Monday to Friday, when I am in that space of connecting with the world and needing to sort of just make sure that I can function and that I'll survive my hectic days or how busy things are and stuff. That's where my meditation really comes in very handy for myself. On weekends, what I usually like to do is if I have a little bit of spare time, I'll go and find say a guided meditation, or I might look at what am I reading at the minute, what type of high vibrational music can I listen to just sort of help me with whatever I'm working on at that point in time. But for me, my Monday to Friday ritual is sort of my saving grace. That's like, for me, is like, that's my thing. It's very important. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the play sheet that I've created, which is so much fun to make. Like typical business analyst, like I love making things to explain shit to people. So excuse me getting excited about making little books and stuff. But for me, it's all about like you need to follow a process, okay? And that process it like creates the stability in your life. It creates this just the space, okay, so that you can walk into the day. And whenever you look at if you Richard Branson, or like, I mean, all these like highly successful people, they all talk about the fact that they meditate each day. There's so many actors that do it. All these people who have got clarity in their lives, who've got vision, all of that type of stuff, they start by being quiet. Okay, so the whole point is we need to get quiet. We need to get into that space where we give ourselves permission just to reconnect. And for me, my connection with source or God or whatever you name the divine, whatever you want to call, the higher realms. It's different for all of us, I know, but like for me, it's that connection with source is so important every day, because it grounds me again and it makes me see everything in perspective, who I am, what I'm about, all that. So it's just like re-remembering every single day that I am supported. And that for me is sort of the whole thing. It's like I've got clarity, I'm supported, I know where I'm going, and this is it. So it just sort of evens and smooths the day out, which I think is really important. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen with you guys. That's the reason why we're on this freaky laggy thing today. So let me just open this up, and then hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'm just going to quickly check into the Facebook feed, and I'm sure it's going to come up just now. Yes, it's up. Yay. Okay, fantastic. So pretty graphics. Here we are. And this is going to be for you to download today. So this is in the email. So if you signed up for the challenge, then this is what you'll be receiving from me, plus the replay today as well. Okay, so basically this is what I call the basics. So page 2 is the basics and where we start. So for me, when I start my meditation, first thing I want to do, I find a quiet space. Now, I love this. Like when I'm working with people and they go, oh, I don't meditate because I don't have a place to do it, and I don't have a meditation chair, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. And I'm like, back up. Okay. Basically, my meditation in the morning is like I chuck everyone out the house, kids on the way to school, dad's taking him to school. I climb back into my bed, or if I've already had a shower, I sit back on top of my bed and I meditate in my bed. Okay. If I feel like it, I might come and sit here in this room because it's really nice and sunny. Then I might meditate here. If we don't have rain in England, I might meditate outside. But for me, I don't have a special super duper meditation room with all my crystals in and my altar and all that stuff. I keep it simple. Like if I want to be in my bed, I'm going to be in my bed. If I'm going to be on my couch, all I need is a bit of quiet. Okay. So I usually do don't come and knock on the door. I'm busy meditating. Like leave me alone for the next half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it is that I'm doing. And then everyone knows they need to leave me alone. So no excuses about you don't have a meditation room or you don't have a quiet place. Do it in your bedroom if you need to. Go and sit outside in the garden if you need to. Okay. So that for me, find a space where you can have quiet. For me, it's like usually 20 minutes, half an hour, depends. Weekends, obviously, I like to, if I have like a little bit more time, but in the mornings I'm busy, I need to get to work, I need to shower, do whatever I need to do. So 20 minutes. Okay. So I find my quiet space, I close my eyes and I get into the space of breathing. Okay. So when I'm in that space of breathing, I usually, and you guys know I do this with you as well, we count and we basically breathing into the count of 4, holding to the count of 4, and then we'll breathe out. If I want to go really deep, I go to the count of 8. Okay. So I do that 3 times. So it's 4 in, hold 4, out for 8. And then what happens is the oxygen's coming into my brain, my body is starting to just basically calm down, whatever, and my brain's starting to also calm down, because the whole thing is to get into that space of calming the brain. Okay, so breathing is the very first step we do. I do this every single time. Like, you just get into that space of breathing. Now, I know a lot of you then said to me, "Oh, but Yolandi, like, when you're meditating, you're inviting in like different energies, and what if there's negative entities and da 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 da." So okay, so for me, because I've been doing this so long, like I live in that space of protection. Like I am permanently protected. It's like I kind of I feel like I have a pact with my guides, that's it. Like I'm bubbled up the whole time. Okay. So no shit's gonna come into this sacred space that I have here. I've got complete trust in the fact that I've created a sacred space around myself where I will not allow anything in that doesn't that I don't invite in. Okay. Now, for you guys starting out, for those of you who are a bit unsure, you're not 100% certain about what to do, create a bubble of light around yourself. So all you do is you basically visualize like an egg. So if you, because you've got all these fields outside of you, okay? So you've got your mental, your emotional, your physical, you've got your spiritual field. So you've got all these energy fields around you. So basically ensure that you visualize yourself in this big bubble of light, and you're completely like, it's impenetrable, like nothing can get through there, and you see yourself and you visualize yourself standing in there. Some people put like a cloak on, whatever works for you, but this is just a, like, this is my advice to you. So create your big bubble of light around you and see yourself as being protected. And then I do my little prayer, and you guys know that I do this very often when I'm doing meditations with you as well. So I then say, I call in my guides, I call in the angels, I call in the beings of light, and I ask them to bless and protect me. And whatever else you want to say in there, if you want to make up anything, but those are sort of my guidelines. And then I also thank them for joining me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I always like to say that in threes. So we create this beautiful bubble of light. We then say our little prayer of protection. And you can go and Google stuff and see, you can make this as elaborate as you want, okay? Mine's very simple. I like to keep things simple. And I basically just say to them, thanks, guys, you're here. Cool. Please just protect me, bless me while I'm in this space of sacredness that I'm creating for myself. Then you'll see that the third one here on our little list is the meditate section. Okay, so there in that section, now once you've protected yourself, you said your little prayer, first thing you're going to do is have an intention for this time that you're going to be spending. Now, my intentions very often is just show me what I need to see. My intentions might be stuff like, I just want to basically be in a space of connectedness today. Sometimes I might say, please, I need some help with this. Can you show me an answer? Is it a yes or a no? So your intention for your sacred session will differ all the time. Okay. And some days I just want to be in the space of being held, or some days I just want to be in the space of relaxing and just letting my mind be quiet, whatever. So I just set my intention for my space for that moment that I'm honoring myself, and I set my intention. And then there you basically put your different meditations in there. Okay. So all the ones that I'm going to show you over the next 3 weeks, those are the ones you can then enter in there and put in there. Okay, so I'll tell you now the 2 that we're going to be working on with this week. But basically, so then you do your meditation, however long it is, if it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, if it's 20 minutes. I usually, because I tend to lose track of time, I always set my phone, a timer on my phone. So I will set like a timer for like 15 minutes so that I can just, because otherwise if you left me, I'd be meditating for days. Like I love it so much. So I set a timer for 15 minutes, and then I know when the timer goes off, then I need to come out of my meditation state. Okay. So you set your timer there and everything, and then you start with whatever your chosen type of meditation is. You put that into block number 3. Okay. So then you do your thing and you're all fabulous and getting all your messages and being all fantastic in there. Great. And then once you are done, the timer goes off. You go into grounding yourself. Now, because you literally, when you're meditating, for me, like I go into a different realm. So you guys know that I've spoken to you about like we're in 3D here. Okay. So 3D is where we function, we're touching stuff, we're being here, we're creating, we're doing our things. But when we go into the 5th dimension, that's where the more etheric, we start connecting with our higher self, we start connecting with light beings, we start connecting with the wisdom of the universe. Okay, so you're shifting yourself into a different dimensional state, and you're literally needing to, you're hanging out there, you're getting like all these messages or seeing what you're seeing or doing what you're doing. But now you want to come back into 3D. So you can't function if you're up there the whole time when you're in 3D, okay? Because you're ungrounded, you're walking into stuff, you're not concentrating, you're literally like a space cadet, okay? So it's very important to ground yourself once you've been in space cadet mode, okay? Once you've been there in 5th dimension, you need to come down and ground yourself again. So for me, my best way of doing that is I literally grow roots into Mother Earth. Okay. So I will visualize my energy once I've finished, send it straight down into Mother Earth and like roots. So it basically grows, and I can make sure that I'm really connected firmly. I like to bring up the energy from Mother Earth back into my heart. So like I know that I'm held by her, and then I just make sure that I really feel myself firmly on her. Okay. So put your feet on the ground. So because I like to be on my bed, like when I'm done, like I put my feet on the ground, I stomp them a bit, like I really make sure that I'm back in my body so that I can go out and function in my little 3D life that I have. So make sure you ground yourself. And then once you're done and you opening up your eyes, make sure that you say thank you as well. Okay. Because this is a reciprocal relationship that we have with the universe. So we want to make sure that I always feel it's very important. Like I need to say thank you. I need to say thank you for whatever guidance you've given me. Thank you for holding me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for blessing me. Just say thank you, however you do. And then you go off and you're going to have a fantastic day because you're so sorted. You're like top of the world. Okay. So that for me is like really the important thing there. This is your basics. So this little page is what you're going to keep to remind yourself of what your basic steps for meditation is every day. Okay, so this week, now the challenge. Let me just see if I'm still like everything's still happening. Yeah, cool. This week, the challenge is we're going to start now. These were really hard for me, I must just tell you. Because it's all about getting your mind still. And when I had my little spate of mind madness in December, this really helped me because it just made me go, whew. Okay. So the first one we're going to practice this week is the Labyrinth meditation. Now, to say this irritated the life out of me and it really like made me go, ugh, was because I needed to let my mind be quiet. And this is the perfect way for you to let your mind be quiet, okay? Because you will find throughout the 3 weeks, your mind's always going to want to be involved, and it's always going to want to have to play a role and remind you of the shopping and remind you of picking up the kids and remind you of everything else you have to do except be in the moment, meditating, vibing with whatever you're vibing with. Okay, so the Labyrinth meditation is a fabulous way of forcing you to shut your mind up. Okay, so I'm going to make this week part of the challenge. The first 3 days of the challenge, I'm challenging you to start getting your mind quiet. And you're going to do that through this Labyrinth meditation. So you're going to follow all the steps. You're going to do step 1, step 2, and then in step 3, where it says meditation, I want you to set your intention as quiet my mind. And then you do this Labyrinth meditation. And once you've done that, then you ground yourself, you say thank you, and off you go. I'm going to ask you to repeat it twice. Now, how this works is it's a finger labyrinth, right? So I've given you the play sheet, print it out at home. And then you're going to take this thing and you're going to trace it. Okay. Now you're going to use, if you're right-handed, use your left hand. If you're left-handed, use your right hand. So you need to use your non-dominant hand, because if you use your right hand, like me, I'm right-handed, it's just too easy. But now I'm literally switching my brain around, and I have to concentrate very hard on where my finger goes on this labyrinth, right? So you start at the bottom and you start tracing, and you go around and around and around until you get to the middle. Now you will see your brain will be like, oh, I've lost, oh, where's this? And it's fine. Just like allow that. So I just need you to do that and just be in that space. Trace yourself all the way to the middle and then trace yourself all the way out again. Once you get there, just be in stillness. And then I want you to do that again. Okay, so you do it twice. You're going to do this for 3 days in a row. So we're going to do that 3 days, consecutively. And I want you to, once you finish the tracing twice, this was the part that I loved most about it, because my brain was so exhausted by like having to concentrate so hard on doing this thing that I could literally spend like 5 minutes just being. Like I could just sit and I was like, I could just, like, there was nothing. Like it was like this big vacuum space in my head. So it was freaking awesome because I just needed some mental like stillness. So for me, this was magic. Okay. So but I also found I got super irritated whilst doing it because it was hard and I didn't like it and it wasn't comfortable and blah 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 blah. Okay. So just deal with it. Just suck it up and deal with it and see. Because when you get, like, once you've done it twice, you're literally in that space and you're going, oh, this is so peaceful. So you can just feel that peacefulness. Okay. And then obviously once you're done, go back into grounding yourself, all that good stuff. Okay. So this one might be a bit of a challenge, but you will grow to love it because it keeps your mind super, super still. Okay. So that's number one. So this one's going to be 3 days. You do this one. Okay. And then the mantra meditation is like the next one. So when I started meditating, I couldn't get my mind to be still. Like I was like, I'd be like, oh, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I have to do that. And then I'd read about transcendental meditation, and that's like a whole thing. And I think you pay people like thousands of dollars to be part of this. Like a lot of the rich, like famous people do transcendental meditation, and cool for them. But I was like, I'm not going to pay someone thousands of dollars to give me a little piece of mantra that I'm going to say. So I just went off in true Yolandi style and I found my own mantra. And all I did was, when I took my 5 minutes of meditation time, and here you only take 5 minutes because I mean, you're starting out and you're wanting to get yourself into that space of learning how to meditate. So I chose myself a mantra and I would just basically sit, I would close my eyes. My intention was just, again, to come back to myself, and I would just repeat my mantra. So what you will see here is I have added a whole bunch of mantras for you guys. So my one that I use is Om Ami Deva Shri. And then all I did was I would close my eyes and I would just sit for 5 minutes and I would just repeat the mantra. And I would just go Om Ami Deva Shri. Ami. And as I'm saying it, obviously I had my thoughts like floating in, and I would just go, cool, I see you. And they would start going, and I'd just keep on repeating the mantra, and I would just keep on repeating the mantra. And that's all I did. Now, what I've done here on the document, you'll see, is that I've given you a whole bunch of mantras there, but if you want to get creative, go and find your own mantras. Go and find something that resonates with you. If you are working with self-love at the minute, if you are working with stepping into your power, whatever, go find a mantra that supports whatever you are working with. Okay. These are my suggestions to you. By no means do you have to follow them. Go get your own and then add them in. Okay. So all I did was, like, I just kept on repeating that for the 5 minutes, and I kept on repeating it because it basically, even though the mind's doing that, like my intention, my focus, everything was just on this like quiet mantra that I kept on saying. Okay. And there's beautiful mantras out there. So go and, like, knock yourself out, Google mantras, whatever, and just keep on repeating it. I put some English ones in there as well. It doesn't all have to be Sanskrit, whatever, but just find something that works for you. Find something that resonates with you. Okay. So if you read and you go, oh, yes, I can see myself doing this, it's going to make me feel nice, whatever, just repeat your mantra. Okay. So basically, I'm hoping that all makes sense. So this week is really 3 days of labyrinth meditation, 3 days of mantra meditation. Okay. And see like, what do you like? What don't you like? So make notes, guys, because you'll see that in the little pack I'm giving you in the play sheets, there's a notes pad at the back. So decide like, what am I going to put your mantra down there that you're going to use? Decide like, what is it that I like? What is it that I don't like? But please, make it fun for yourself. Like, this is like an exciting new thing. Let me see how I feel about this. Like, engage, and just, like, really have some fun with it. Okay. So I think that's basically everything I wanted to share. So I'm sending the replay out today. I will send out the link for you. So basically, if you haven't yet signed up for the challenge, I will put the link in there again, because I'm sending out emails, okay? So that you guys can get all the play sheets and everything. Okay. Otherwise, message me, connect with me, whatever. Like, I'll get you signed up if you're struggling to sign up, whatever. But just make sure that you connect with me and that you basically get in on the action, because this is good fun. Okay. So then next week, Wednesday, when we get together again, I will then share with you a few more ideas on meditation, and then you can try those out as well. So then you can spend a few days on one, a few days on another one, and see how it feels for you. And that's basically it. So I try to make it quite simple. Just allow yourself to be a little bit irritated with the labyrinth, because I know I was, so I'm damn sure you would be. So yeah, just see. And this week's like basic energy is about quieting the mind. Okay, it's about getting into that space, because we first have to allow ourselves to get into quiet mind space. And be gentle with yourself, because I remember, oh yeah, when I did my first meditation training, I was like, this is hell. I hate this. It's so hard. But the more I did it, like, I can't live now not doing it. Okay. So I'm literally like addicted to the fact that I need my quiet space every day. I need to feel like this is how I connect. Okay. So we're really going to get more into the space of source connection. It depends on what you want to work with. Okay. Because some days you just want to keep it simple. You just need your mind to be quiet. Other days you want to be right out there in space, like connecting with whatever you're connecting with. So every day is different, but just allow yourself to be in that space. Okay. So be nice to yourself. Any questions, pop it on the page, pop it in the Divine Soul tribe as well. I will be online. I'll answer questions, whatever. And yeah, just make sure you join us. So, and also please remember, if you are registered, if you've registered for the challenge, you are automatically going to go into the draw for my super duper prize that I will be telling you about in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. Make sure you sign up, and yeah, and tell your friends about it. I'm sure there will be great information here that they can also use. So tell them about it and join us and have fun. And yeah, just let me know what you think, how things are going for you. I'll pop a few questions in just to see how things are going and what's happening. And we'll put that all on the page, and just connect and let me know how it goes. Okay, so that's me. Fabulous to have you here, and I can't wait for next week to see how things went with you. Awesome. Have a good day.